All right, well, we're up to part 10 on the Master Deluxe here with our 4-inch chop. So got the quarter windows done and those panels are welded in. So we got to work on the rear window now, which honestly from this angle on the camera looks pretty dang good. But of course we have a lot of work to do here. So if we look at the angle that we got on the slope of the roof as it was before, it still matches the slope here where the roof was tucked inside. And of course that's shorter because of the way we did the chop, moving the roof forward. So what we're gonna do, this is gonna be a lot of work in this particular video, but I'm gonna make a bunch of relief cuts. So come around this way. We're gonna make a bunch of relief cuts in this piece of metal here and some relief cuts on the roof up here. And we're gonna gently lean this forward and pull this up so that they kind of meet in the middle. We're gonna have a much better profile contour to the window here. It's not going to be like the turret's not going to have that big bump in it where the roof is. But to get to that point, we got to move the package tray here. We're going to have to cut this frame of the rear window out so that I have, this is connected to the package tray. So I'm going to have to do that so that I can lean this part here, right where this kind of belt line is, this body line on the car. So I'm going to have to get that out of the way so that it can lean in. There's a similar thing, some structure on the inside part of the roof, and I won't be able to lean it or bend that metal without that. Now those things are spot welded together and I really won't be able to get at those. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm either gonna use the grinder or Sawzall, and I'm gonna go right on the inside part of that so that this piece is gone. There's already a whole bunch of rust holes and stuff in there that's pretty crustified. So anyways, today's video is going to be working on that rear window and seeing if we can get those things to match up a little bit better. So anyways, I'm going to get working. I think I'm going to crawl inside of there and start making those cuts from the inside. So let's get after it. All right, well, that sucked. Mostly because when I looked from under the trunk, I could see that the trunk hinge there was welded to the package tray, but you can see, whatever, I'm not sure that's factory allowance or whatever, but it was ever so slightly above the package tray. So as I was trying to sawzall that all the way across, you can see how on both of them I did slice into that because I didn't know it was there. I thought it was flush with the top of the package tray, which I couldn't see from underneath in the trunk. So anyways, that window frame is out. There's a little bit here on the top and there left that I'll get out. Those are spot welded in. Then we'll start making some relief cuts from the outside and see if we can start making things happen. All right, well, here we go. This is what I'm looking at. So I have some lines here, totally arbitrary, don't mean anything, no measurement, didn't have a tape measure at all. All I'm gonna do is make relief cuts all the way down to almost the belt line. I got this piece of masking tape down here just to give me a reference so it's symmetrical both sides. So we're gonna make these relief cuts. You can see the gap there in the back. We're gonna make these relief cuts. And then once these things are all flopping in the breeze, we're gonna pinch them together, probably with a whole bunch of clamps, maybe some Clecos in there, hold those in place. So that's the driver's side. Kind of eyeballed the passenger side here. It looks pretty scribbly, but in any case, that's the plan. What I'm gonna do, you can see, if we step back here, how we've got, you know, the hump of the turret and where it used to go, and then the hump of the trunk. So we're trying to get that to be a little bit more swoopy, faster. It's gonna be at least 5 miles an hour faster by doing that. Anyways, I think I'm gonna do some surface prep on this so that when I go to tack weld these together, they're not all flopping in the breeze. And so I'm gonna clean up the metal right around where my cuts are so that, like I said, when I go to clamp, weld, and things like that, I don't have 18 metal fingers in there, you know, flopping around. So I'm gonna do that first. Then finally, gonna bite the bullet and cut all of them. Wish me luck. All right, well, I got those ground off where I'm gonna make my cuts relatively, again, no measuring. Just wanted to kind of evenly space them out. They're gonna kind of fan out and meet each other somewhere, hopefully happily in the middle. But what I found is this body line here from the factory that has a whole bunch of lead here, and you can actually follow that right around to there. So that's all lead in between those body panels there. If you're looking at the inside of it there, you can see there's seam sealer or some kind of goo all the way over that. So in any case, that's on both sides. That'll of course make the welding there kind of suck. But anyways, moment of truth. I am going to make these cuts. I'm going to start them with the cutoff disc and probably finish with the air saw there on these because they're kind of tucked down in there. So anyways, do or die moment. Guess we'll find out what happens. So this would be the moment that you realize that you are, well, you just totally fucked your car. Guess I gotta clamp it together. Hope something happens. All right, well, here we are with our first clamp attempt at redoing the rear window. So it looks like it's gonna be about an inch shorter than it was. I'll just come over here so you can kind of get the profile. So you can see how we brought that down. I think we got rid of the hump right there in the back at the top of the window. I think the contour flows pretty well. I think we got it to match the flow of the quarter window here. There's an awful lot of work to do here. Yeah. So you can see my relief cuts there. You know, nothing's good, but it's a starting point. I think what I'll do is I'll put some self-tappers or Clecos or something in there to kind of hold that. But you can kind of get the idea of what we're going for here. You can see how it kind of smooths out the curve there. I think overall, not too bad. So I'm gonna put some, I probably will just use self-tappers, a little bit easier. I'll put those in there for now, see if we can hold it in place. Clamp the other side in because that one's still flapping in the breeze over here with all the loose fingers and bits. So anyways, I'm gonna get after this side here. I'll put some screws in there to hold that in place and then go work on the driver's side. All right, so it's gonna be kind of hard to do this without being in the way. But basically, I got one vice grip here. I got the window I measured at 8.5 inches from my point of measurement right above the hinge here. So it's equal on both sides. I got that in there, that vice grip. I'm just gonna put a self-tapper in there, hold that in place. And then I'll show you kind of how I'm folding these things over each other. So all I'm doing is kind of, I have already done this here where you can see I kind of layered them. So they're stacked under each other, and I've been kind of pushing on them, and you can see how they kind of fold over one another, kind of like such. And kind of hold it down like that. I've got some 1/8 inch plate. Kind of I put a little bend in it, not a lot, but kind of eyeballed it so that it can kind of grab that stuff there. I'll get one of these clamps. So what I'll do then is I got another smaller piece here. Not as thick. So on the other side, I went through this hole here, which was a little bit bigger. So, I mean, it looks all right. Not perfect, but I mean, for first attempt, get you off of the tripod here. So, It went way smoother on this side than it did the other side. Hopefully that means kind of like doing my little quarter window there. Maybe I'm figuring it out a little bit better. But you can see we've got it clamped together. It's going to require a lot of modification, cut and butt, lots of filler strips in all of these relief cuts. They all kind of, they dip in towards the relief at the edge. So I'm gonna have to either hammer and dolly some of that out, or I'm gonna put some more relief cuts in. But in any case, I'm still on 0.5 here, so probably looks stupid, sorry. So anyways, let me come over to the other side here. You can see I just put some self-tappers in there to kind of hold that in. I got too much crap in the way here. But I think we got it pretty even across the way there. And again, it's not drastic, but I think it definitely changes the hump on the back window there and the turret. So anyways, I'll come over to this side, put some more self-tappers on this side, and about 10:30. I'll keep after it for a little bit, and making progress. Well, here's the profile. So I'm trying to get myself in a position where you can kind of see where the A pillars, B pillars, C pillars, and the back of the roof line up now that we've got our new contour there. So I think it's pretty good. I think that it's gonna look awesome when it's down on the ground. I was thinking about this the other day. I was reading about a bunch of different articles about, making 3-window coupes and all these things, and making 4 doors into 2 doors and all that kind of stuff. And here I am making a 7-window coupe. Never heard of such a thing. So anyways, again, here's the quarter window with our new profile to the roof. Turned out all right, I think. Just some self-tappers in there, like I said, holding those fingers together. Here's what it looks like from behind. So, I think it's pretty good. I'll take it for the first try. Come over to the side here. Again, kind of not as much room on this side of the garage. Lines up pretty good. So there's going to be an awful lot of cutting in here, right along that line, cut and butt every single one of these. And what I'll probably do is I'll tack it on the corners or somewhere in between, and then I'll cut some of that out in those areas so I can get it smooth. This area here is going to need a little filler here, right around that quarter window. But anyways, that is where the roof sets for right now. So definitely changes the look of the thing. Pretty cool. So like I said, I think lowered on the ground with a cooler stance, pretty slammed on the ground. I think lower that ride height. It's gonna look pretty awesome. Anyways, that's where I'm gonna leave it for tonight, as it is now 11:35 p.m. on Thursday. So calling it quits. Thanks for checking it out.